Scooby-Doo, Scooby-Doo, Scooby-Doo.
The devil is in Atlanta. Army surrounded.
Alrighty, Josh. Every year, well, this is the second time we're done this.
Every year. Hey, still every year, Curtis.
Still every year, Josh.
Don't
we like to
diminish it.
do
It's every year.
we like to do a year in review on this very podcast right here. Are you mad?
Are you mad?
Oh man. Well, in 2024, Josh, we took a look at a total of 23 bands. I know you remember every single one of these bands, Josh.
Oh, yeah, of course.
It's to be honest with you, the first one that we talked about was Maylene. That feels like 2 years ago, to be honest with you, but I don't know. But the bands that we covered in 2024 are as such: Maylene and the Sons of Disaster, My Chemical Romance, Brand New, Paramore, From First to Last, Flesh God Apocalypse, As Cities Burn, The Ghost Inside, Protest the Hero, Seven Angels, Seven Plagues, Isles and Glaciers, Drugs, The End, S.O. Karis, Here I Come Falling, Arma and Jealous, Martyr AD, Prayer for Cleansing, Chasing Victory, Coheed Cambria, Abigail Williams, Bury Your Dead, and Between the Buried and Me. And if you would notice in the very middle of all those bands, there were some not so well known bands. Well, that's because, Josh, we were a little busy focusing on season 2 of HBO's House of the Dragon and season 2 of Throne of the Dragon podcast. Alrighty, Josh.
I remember I was there.
No, you were on. Yeah, you were on
Well,
Sadel's Dragon.
I was there, but I wasn't. I was there, but I wasn't.
Do you have? I mean, I know it's kind of on the spot. You know, you're not really prepared for this, but out of those 23 bands, was there one that really stuck out to you, or one that you're like, oh, that was probably my favorite band that we covered this year? Or go
Just
ahead.
just band, not eras or anything.
No,
just
no,
band.
we're not there yet. We're not yet. Just from what we've talked about this year, was there one that really stood out to you, or?
I would say Kohi was probably my favorite one to do.
Shocking.
We got to have the lore
Ugh.
episode and everything too, so that was a fun one. You don't really often get that. I guess we could have done something like that with the O Sleeper episode, but it's kind of rare that we're able to put that much, into.
Right, yeah.
Again, I guess, we could have, in the MCR episode, we could have talked about all the Killjoy stuff maybe, but there's not a band
It's
with
not enough,
as
yeah, as
much
with Coheed,
as
yeah.
Coheed, so.
Yeah, I agree.
And then let me see here real quick if they're Brand New was the one that gave me the most yeah, just ew
Ew.
out of all the episodes. I think I came to a realization about Flesh God Apocalypse
Uh-oh.
because I wanted to put them on my list and I didn't because I was like, they don't really have an era that I'm like just stupid all into,
Right.
I think I talked about in the episode Labyrinth is it's good, but it's not
But it's like,
amazing.
right.
King is like good, but it's also not like, blow the doors off. Agony is the only album that is just like, holy shit, what am I listening to the entire album?
Did you ever listen to their
So-
newest one?
Like they're a great band, but I could not add them to this list.
Right.
No, I haven't listened to their newest one.
Yeah, that's one that we need to go back and listen to and give a review on that. There's a couple
Yeah.
of bands besides Coheed's new one coming up that they've put out new ones that we need to go back and review. But
Yeah.
yeah. Anybody else?
Um, I probably said, "Oh my God," or "You've got to be kidding me" the most times in like drugs or maybe Isles and Glaciers.
Yeah.
But yeah,
They speak for themselves.
they speak for themselves.
Need we say more? Well,
They
all
know
right.
they're garbage.
Yeah, exactly. Alrighty, Josh, we put it off long enough here. It's time for Josh's top 7 eras of bands we've discussed so far, from Norma Jean all the way through Between the Buried and Me. Here's what your list looked like last year, Josh, where we had 5 bands plus an honorable mention. The 5 bands were number 1, Every Time I Die, beginning to end, basically. Norma Jean from Bless the Martyr through Wrongdoers at number 2. Number 3 was AFI Black Sails through Sing the Sorrow. Number 4 was Under Oath from They're Only Chasing Safety through Disambiguation. Number 5 was The Devil Wears Prada from Roots Above, Branches Below through the Space EP. And an honorable mention for Zayo from Funeral through Awake. Alrighty, Josh. I'm going to start off with number 7.
Um, yes, but before I do, I
Mhm.
want to just kind of quantify. When we're talking about
Yes,
eras, we are
yeah,
talking
I forgot to ask
about
that.
the consistent albums back to back, the best albums from a band, the best run of albums from a band. So they got to be back to back. Um, and then also, obviously this list is not a ever list. This is a of the
It's
bands that we have
changing, yeah,
covered so
right.
far. So, you know, keep that in mind. The only bands on this list are bands that we have covered so far. So
Keep that in mind.
this is a changing list year to year. Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's your opinion, you know.
Right.
People aren't going to agree with it. That's their problem.
My opinion on facts.
Exactly.
Okay.
The
You want me to
facts and their
start with
opinions are your
7 or you
facts.
want me to start with
Yeah.
1?
What do you think?
We can do 7.
Okay.
So number 7, this one was one that fell for me.
Okay.
Number 7 was Norma Jean's run of Bless the Martyr through Wrongdoers. And while I still love those albums, I just feel like with some of the ones we've added, like a couple people were going to get moved around.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, for sure.
at number 6, I had Between the Buried and Me's run of Silent Circus through Colors.
Okay, they
So
made the list.
they did make the list.
Okay. Okay.
Again, with the 2 extra spots added, that did, create a little bit of room. But if we'd still been top 5, Between the Buried and Me and Norma Jean would not have made the cut. They would have made the
Okay.
honorable mentions list. So,
Yeah. Okay.
number 5, Curtis, was my honorable mention from last year.
There you go.
Zayo's run of Funeral, but I extended it
Oh.
through Live from the Church.
Okay. Oh, he's even doing the live album. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and Crimson Corridor didn't make it on there last time.
Right. Well,
But
even
I have listened
Fear,
to
well,
it.
even Well-Intentioned Virus didn't make it apparently.
Yeah, but I
Because
have
yeah.
listened to both those a lot more. I feel like especially Crimson Corridor and Live from the Church was just amazing.
Ah,
So I had to
dude.
go all the way through.
I mean, we're like timeline wise, we should be getting a new album from them pretty soon.
Ugh.
Oh,
Ugh.
oh
Don't
God.
tease. Don't
I
tease.
can't wait. I can't wait.
Number 4, Curtis. Under Oath's Safety Through Disambiguation.
Okay. Okay. Just
I
keeping it,
don't
keeping it same.
remember. I guess they fall a spot?
Number four. Nope, they stayed the same.
Okay.
Yeah, they stayed the
Um,
same.
then number three was AFI's Black Sails through Sing the Sorrow.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Number two, Curtis, was a newcomer.
Oh. Okay.
Coheed and Cambria's Second Stage Turbine Blade through No World for Tomorrow. And I was tempted to put through Year of the Black Rainbow, but it's it's hard to put that on there since it's the prologue to the whole thing, you know?
Right.
Because it doesn't play if you're going from No World for Tomorrow to Year of the Black Rainbow, it's a totally different thing. So I didn't include that, even though it is a part of the whole thing. I'll tell you what, if you start with Year of the Black Rainbow and you listen to it all the way, like you listen to Year of the Black Rainbow, then Second Stage, all the way for No World for Tomorrow, then I would include it in this.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I
But
agree. But what could be
and
number
then
one, I wonder?
number one, Curtis is our reigning champion. Every time I die, beginning to
Okay.
end, my friend, start to
Okay.
finish.
Yeah. Well,
Push play, and 8 hours later, you're gonna
is it 8 hours?
be.
A whole
I
workday?
I don't know how long it is, but their
Ugh.
discography's got to be at least 8 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got to be close to it. Yeah, I think you gave it away in the last episode though when you made mention of, oh man, I've been on a every time I die kick again. Like, oh well then you just gave it away, bro.
I don't think I said I've been on it every time I
Yeah.
die kick.
Yeah, you said recently you were, not like last week you were. I'm saying
Oh,
last
okay.
episode you had said, yeah, recently I had gone through the collection again or the discography again. And I think you said something about like I got done with it. I was like, huh, I could listen to that again. Just like, dadgummit. Well, okay. Looks like one band fell off the face of the earth from your list last year, and that was the Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah, because
Roots,
looking at the
Roots
list, dude,
Above,
for the
Through
life of
Space.
me, I couldn't remember why I even put them on there.
To be honest with you, I think it was probably a deal of that was the last band we did that year. So it was probably more of, well, it was the most recent thing you listened to,
Is
so you're probably
fresh.
hyped on it.
Yeah.
So next year it'll be kind of interesting to see if Between the
Between the
Buried and
bear
Me
and me.
stays on there, or was it just a deal of, it was just kind of fresh on my mind?
Well, Curtis, our
Um,
next band is gonna have to take somebody's spot here,
Somebody's,
so
well, and fortunately, two
somebody's
more
gonna
spots are going to be
fall.
added.
Oh, phew,
So,
thank God.
yeah, it'll be the top
You
nine
guys are safe
bands.
for now. You guys are safe.
Yeah. But yeah, looks like Devil Wears Prada was the only one that dropped out totally. You had Between the Buried and Me and Zayo join the list. Coheed and Cambria made a debut at number two, while Norma Jean fell all the way back to number seven. Surprisingly, barely hanging on to the final spot on the list. So, yeah. Alrighty, Josh. Well, 2024 for History of the Course podcast is it's done. That's it.
It's in the books.
It's over. Close the door. Goodbye now. You got anything
Well,
else? Anything?
ah,
Any final thoughts, Josh, on 2024 on the band known as 2024?
the band 2024,
Yeah, terrible band name. Somebody out there is gonna call their band if they haven't already 2020.
probably.
Probably so. All of our albums are about COVID and our experiences through COVID.
Gross. Nobody's gonna listen
Boom.
to that.
Yeah, no. Well, alrighty, Josh, let's get on out of here. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at Is Survived by Pro for news and the latest episode postings, not just on this show, but other shows as well. We have the History of the Cores After Hours podcast, where I sit down with my good friend and avid listener of this very podcast, Eric, and we talk about some of the bands me and Josh have already discussed. We also have the Red Right Hand podcast, which has covered all 6 seasons of the BBC/Netflix hit show, The Peaky Blinders, and there will be a movie very soon. Josh,
Ooh.
production has wrapped up. It is time for editing now. And Josh, we're going to have a brand new episode of the Red Right Hand podcast to start out 2025, giving us updates, taking a look at the cast list, talking about some of the production work, so on and so forth. I think we talked about in the last episode, when we got to this point in that episode, that sounds like they've got a name for the movie. The Immortal Man. Interesting. So, I don't know. I was kind of wondering if that was more of just like a working title, but I don't know. We'll find out. So hopefully we'll get like an actual release date here soon with production wrapped up and everything. So we also have the Throne of the Dragon podcast, which has covered season 1, season 2, eventually season 3, and season 4 of HBO's House of the Dragon. And next summer, 2025, we'll have season 1 of HBO's A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. But before that, we'll have a read-through of, what's it called? I forget. I just went totally blank.
Also, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
It's A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I always, yeah.
The Hedge Knight, the
there we
Mystery
go.
Knight, and
Yes.
the Sworn Sword.
But before that, Josh, and before 2024 is totally gone, we're going to have a brand new episode of the Throne of the Dragon podcast, doing another character profile. Who's our character this time, Josh?
Edmure Tully.
What an idiot. Or is he?
Well, the
Who
show
knows?
portrays him to be more of a
we don't know.
moron.
Well, we don't know, Josh. Debatable.
The show might as well have put a dunce
we don't
hat
know
on
it.
him, Curtis.
You're just going to have to come back and learn all about him. Josh will guide us through that. Yeah. Also, while you're on Twitter, make sure to follow my co-host at Joshua and Gary. Make sure to leave us a 5-star review and write us a comment on whatever podcast service you're using. And most importantly, if you want to listen to us and see our smiling faces, head on over to our YouTube page. Just search Is Survived by Productions. That'll have every episode from all of our shows. Subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video. And hey, by the way, if you listen to us on Spotify, you'll be getting video podcasts on there this next year. Whoa! Look out, man! So we're gonna be on video podcast.
You don't even
on
have to go to the
Spotify.
YouTube anymore.
Whoa!
But dude,
But if you do,
still
you can.
go to the YouTube. Still go to the YouTube.
Alrighty, Josh, until 2025, when we take a look at the band known as Arsonist. Get all them girls. We'll see ya.